I have to talk this out. I don't understand. Let's see. They took me to one story where it was like this really strong guy, and actually it was a few stories. I don't think they were the same. Maybe they were. There was let's just tell the one story where it was the same guy. It was two different women who did this to him, where basically he was with one woman, and his enemies wanted to get over on him, so they went to the wife, and the wife aligned with the enemies so that he would get captured or fooled or whatever. And this happened 2 different times, 2 different women. And so the second story, the way it was like phrased or whatnot, it was like, I think he said at one point, and so God left him. And when he didn't technically do anything wrong in the story, but it was like, well, because you had to understand he went against his better knowing, he went against his intuition, and so he was no longer aligned with himself, meaning God left him, meaning he's no longer aligned with himself, and because of that, because he went against his better judgment, he got screwed, he got captured, and so sorry, I'm still trying to understand. There's a few things they're trying to show me or teach me here where I think I looked at it like how sad too. Like why would the woman, I guess she was lured away by the one out of fear, and the other woman was lured out of alignment with her husband to get money. That's what the second one was. And so it's like, well, in either instance, then, right, there wasn't the true connection there. There wasn't the real alignment. She can get lured away. And, okay, so there's that. Sorry, I just don't understand what they're showing me and how it's bridging a gap here where, or maybe it's 2 separate things, where, I put out a post not too long ago. Well, who knows? Anyway, there was a post at some point where I was talking about, like sometimes they'll send me things and I can resonate with them on some level. I can find some form of relation, right? It might be some horrific thing they send me or show me, but I can see the skeletons of it, so I can understand the bones of it, so then I can resonate with it from maybe a much tinier thing on my end, but it's still the same bones, so I can understand it and see through it. And so then I can absorb it, transmute it, and release it. And so it's the idea of like seeing it from the higher vantage point, loving oneself and offering that to others. It's this idea. And so with that understanding, it was kind of like, it's almost like, remember they also were showing like some people are like the buffers or transmuters or like the filtration system. So it was showing something along the lines of like people, it was like doing ill behavior or bad acts or something like this. And then they would send it to people who are transmuters, who can transmute the energy, who can whatever. But in the process of doing that, they are then holding that energy. They are in the transmutation of that energy. They can still, they have to embody it to feel it, to understand it. And so it's like, I guess it's the idea of what they were saying with the swapping destinies, this kind of thing, where they'll then, it's like receive that awful energy to transmute. And so it's like the people who did the ill act toss it to these people and then walk in the good people, the transmuters' energy. And so then it's like they get away with I know this sounds wild, doesn't it? It sounds so wild the way they're showing it and how it's being verbalized. But that is what they're showing. So this is why I'm like, I don't understand. I have to be able to translate this into a language or an understanding that I can. I guess it's like, okay, I mean, maybe this is the same. They're showing me a very funny but extreme example. Like say a couple goes in and robs a bank. And then it's like the couple is standing somewhere else and the cops are there and there's a little kid there. And they know the little kid just robbed the cookie jar and had some cookies. And so they have a guilty conscience, right? Like they can carry that guilt. And so the cops are like, we know you robbed the bank or something. And they're like, what are you talking about? This little one is the one who's guilty. And the little one who has no idea what's going on is like, oh God, it was me. I was caught, right? It's like, because what's on their conscience, what they feel guilty about, what they're worried about is they took from the cookie jar and their mother told them, don't take any cookies from the cookie jar, right? And so they're showing this obviously simplicity for my sake because I'm having a hard time understanding. So this is what they're trying to tell me. Okay, so they're trying to tell me that. So at times we can feel guilty for things that we shouldn't feel guilty for. It's not a big deal. But if we can't drop the bone, if we can't forgive ourselves, if we can't love ourselves, it's like mistakenly carry other people's burdens of guilt and shame. It's this idea. It's like you're embodying something unnecessarily. Right? So it's like the people who were shaming, blunting, trying to project onto the little one their ill behavior can get away with it because they can, it's like the idea of like not having a heart or a conscience or giving a fuck. They're fine acting like they're totally innocent and have no guilt or shame or remorse. And the little one is happy to stand there and take on it because they're pure of heart. I still don't know how this correlates to the other. Are you saying because the other one, he had to know is better. He had to stand up for himself and not. In both incidents, he told his wife something and then his wife went and told the people who hurt him. And so it's like, don't tell. No, it's not that. It's like, don't go against your better knowing. But it's also like, listen to what you're telling yourself. Like, why are you not telling them? Or why are you telling them? Or why, like, are you getting lured into telling them or getting worn down into telling them? Or it's something. It's like what I was trying to get at with that, although I'm still not sure, is it's like you just have to love yourself and forgive yourself, but you have to understand yourself and why you did what you did, and it's okay. And so then to release that guilt, that shame, that blame. But it's something around that. It's like, but it's like doing that with a pure heart. Like, in other words, if it's something you shouldn't have done, let's just take the little kid who's like, well, I feel guilty because my mother said I shouldn't, but I hadn't had anything to eat all day and she wasn't home and I was starving and it was the only thing I could reach. Okay, honey, it's okay. And tell your mother and it's okay, right? It's like the idea of like, get it up and get it out and it's all right. It's okay. It's okay, right? Like that's sweet. They're showing this sweet little kid. And so it's like carrying a heavier burden unnecessarily. Oh God, I hate to see kids sad. Would you please change the picture? You're really upsetting me. And so, okay, thank you. I just let the little kid run around and play out back. And so, yeah, it's like, okay, so how to get out of that trap is to release your guilt and shame and blame. So to release your guilt and shame and blame, you have to understand why you did what you did and forgive yourself, right? There was something else they wanted me to get with that, but I still can't verbalize it. I guess it's the idea of like, it's like earnestly taking a look at it. In other words, sometimes people do things like that. Okay, that's what it is. That little kid did it with good intentions. It wasn't ill intent. Like they knew what they were doing they shouldn't do, but they were really hungry. Like there's a difference here, right? And so it's like understanding that and then forgiving oneself and then talking to your mother about it and setting up a better plan. And so you don't feel guilt and shame and like all these things can be done where the reason that's important to do that for yourself instead of carrying around that guilt, that shame, that blame, that fear that my mom's going to find out or, all that, which just bottles up in one's body and then has you carrying around that heavy energy and that cortisol and that all that mess. And then it is like you become the target for others to toss their crap onto you because you're already carrying that shame, that blame, that guilt. You can't even understand or get clear on what's yours and what's theirs after a while because you were so sunk in your own wound, your own sore, your own pain. And so it's why it's so important to clear up your energy, clear up your thoughts, clear up your body, your mind, your soul. It's like, don't carry that stuff around. Don't harbor it, right? Don't be a harbor for it. Don't burden yourself with that stuff. You have to clear it up and release it for your sake. But in this instance, in this case, in this stuff they're showing me, I think there's more to it. It's like this idea. It just sounds weird. It's like this idea of like people have found this loophole, right? Like this understanding. They have this knowing of this scenario, but it's like, well, what is that? It's like those people with ill intent then. And what is that? Like no soul or no heart or no, it's like care in the world of who they hurt. So that's just to get what they want and they'll knock anybody out of the way. I'm still not sure if I'm getting the message out clearly because I feel like there's a lot more here. And also, it's reverting back to, it's also like, I still don't understand though. Okay. So they're showing it's like, how I talk about, so like I'll absorb it and transmute it. It's something they want me to bridge right here, which I can't seem to see. It's this idea of maybe stop relating. Maybe that's it. Stop relating, stop resonating. Stop relating and stop resonating with that which you do not. You don't have to accept and absorb all that crap and transmute it. You don't need to do that. Right? You can have a right or wrong for you. You don't have to always see from the higher vantage point. You don't have to always do that. For others, it's like it is that idea of everybody needs to do their own work. Well, so what? So it's like the idea then. It almost sounds like you're telling me not to have compassion. Then it's like, no, it's not that. It's like have compassion for yourself, have love for yourself. Where it's like don't try to relate or don't try to understand that of which does not resonate with you. That's probably a good line to remember. That's a good point, right? I think oftentimes I do just want everybody to be happy and I want everybody to forgive themselves. So I do often try to understand why they did what they did and try to make sense of it, to set myself free and to set them free. It sets me free because I don't like to see the pain around. I don't like to see people doing all that. But then I twist my brain up with their shit. And that's not nice to me. Even though, again, it's like all these lessons in one. So, guys, I was just going to say, but I don't like to see the people around me in pain or upset. So then it's like forever cleaning up. But so then it's the idea of, okay, well, then how about just go to a place where you don't have to do cleanup? Go to a place where people do love themselves and they don't need you to fucking constantly be wiping their asses. It's like, yeah. Okay. I feel like this one's going to be going on for a few days. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.